makes financial deals with the host country of the winning bid, deals that have been written with charges of corruption. Considering the exorbitant amounts of money that citizens pay in tax money to FIFA and to stadium constructions, many citizens in host countries question if it is beneficial for any country to host a World Cup. You should develop a position on the benefits for a country to host the World Cup. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for a country to host the World Cup?
And then what you're doing is you, on the outside, jot down the best comments you hear along the way.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Made eye contact.
All right, cool. So I don't think it's worth it for a country to like host the World Cup because money that is spent on like building new stadiums and things like that, like in Source B, Juliet McClure, I think that's how you say her name. She said the 7 cities that built stadiums for this World Cup and the 5 cities that renovated existing ones spent billions that could have improved the lives of people like who has high blood pressure and struggles to afford her medicine. So like they spent that money on like things that are used for like entertainment like soccer when they could have been used to like improve the lives of people who really need things like healthcare and medicine.
I agree. I don't really think it's beneficial, and like also from like an economic standpoint, because, well, like you said, it's whenever in terms of like helping people versus entertainment, they choose entertainment, and then eventually, like you're gonna have the World Cup, and then the stadium isn't really gonna be used like that anymore, and like talks about how it's like the World Cup is meant for tourists, but then they're eventually going to leave. So it's not really going to be used anymore, and then the benefits aren't really as great.
Okay, I'm not going to go into the sources of that. But yesterday, Maria was talking about how in Brazil, like how they didn't have like good schools, the hospitals, stuff like that. And when they found out they were hosting the World Cup, they wanted to spend all that money. I feel like it's like a money hungry thing. Like they knew they were gonna make money off of that, so they didn't really care about like if their people aren't in a good place. They just did what would make them money.
I agree with you because in like countries that are struggling more economically, socially, and politically, when they, especially like countries such as Brazil and South America who are like crazy about football, when they host the World Cup, it overshadows like all the issues that are going on in the country. Everybody's just so caught up on soccer, and then everybody like disregards even more the people who are struggling financially.
And then like when people like are trying to build the stadium, they can end up removing people from low income communities around, so it makes the field look better around it, so that when it gets on TV it looks like a better place than it is, because the surrounding places aren't built or don't look as good as the stadium.
I'll take it. And it's also kind of like a double-edged sword because it also can, when like a smaller country that's not as like well respected around the world hosts a big nice World Cup, it boosts their image and it can help to fight some of the stereotypes on the country, but it's a double-edged sword because they still do also have lots of problems going on in those countries.
I agree with David. Like even here, if we were to host the World Cup here, there's still like a lot of poor people that we don't think about, because like we're in a good part of Atlanta, but there's, or it's not even Atlanta, it's Marietta. But even like there's like a lot of, I don't know how it is in Atlanta, but I'm pretty sure like even here there's gonna be homeless people that they could spend that money on, like, but they don't want to do that. They want to do what's gonna make them more money. So yeah.
And then so I was looking at Source D, and like even the people who like that say like the World Cup is bad and they're like protesting the World Cup still end up like attending because of soccer, and it is so important to like countries in South America and Europe, because that's like a part of their culture kind of. So even if they do protest it and like say that it has like bad effects to the countries, like they're still gonna end up going. So I mean, there's really no, like nothing changes. Anyone want it?
Like what she was saying, I think like the pride of the country being in it overpowers like whether people care about the economic side of it all. Because even like if people say like they don't like how America is, like when the Olympics come on, like they're all about America. But I feel like that's like a lot of people too, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna try to correlate this to something else. Like, for example, like Chickfila, we all know like, they're like, they got a lot of problems. Like, I'm just gonna say they got a lot of problems. But a lot of people, even though they know that it's bad and that it's hurting another group of people, they're still gonna go because like they have good food. People are still gonna go and give them their money and support them. Just like with the picture, like they obviously it's not helping them, but they're still gonna go watch because that's what they like. So yeah, just anybody. I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying, and like on source A, it says how when Brazil hosted the World Cup, they did it to like fight the stereotypes of like their corruption and inequality. But that doesn't like take away their issues. It just kind of like they're trying to hide them in a way when like they should be trying to work towards like ending those issues. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I feel like even though like doing a World Cup, it only like hides your image for a little bit. Like after the World Cup is over, like you still have all those issues to go back to, and then the stadium's just there. It's like it like bakes up. It's kind of dumb in my opinion.
I agree with you. And in source F, their quote says, "The World Cup is still at its core what it was in King's Carol's Day, a passion of nation states, and in some cases when a country hosts a World Cup or any major sporting event, it's kind of just to show off your country, like show off how good their athletes are, show off, oh yeah, we made these nice, big, pretty stadiums, but there's not really any lasting substance behind it."
With the World Cup, it's like, what's that girl name? Y'all know who Kim Kardashian is. Y'all know how they be like editing their pictures and stuff. It's like they photoshopping everything so that it looks good for the TV and for the pictures, and to like make them look good for a little bit. Even though everybody know Kim don't look like that. Everybody know that they got problems, and the people know that they have problems, but it looks good on TV, just like it looked good in that Instagram picture. So yeah.
That's comparison. She was on Saturday Night Live just a couple weeks ago. Kim Kardashian.
You want to talk? You got anything to say?
I agree.
That was great.
I feel like you said like Kim Kardashian does that, but I feel like a lot of people, like even like kids here, like it's just as common as like everyone in here, like just everyone kind of just puts pictures, like good pictures of themselves on Instagram, and really it's just like hiding like what's really going on.
What would be like in real life, people's personalities?
People's
Personalities and stuff like that. Like, they get added to Lego film.
She wants to talk about personality. That is a good comparison. I think that's a good comparison. Because a lot of these people that go to school, they act, even if they like are depressed, like in the gutter, they head not even in it, they still gonna come here and act a certain way, even though that's not how they really feel. That was a good comparison.
Yeah, I ate.
And then there was another, I forgot which source it was in, but there was a thing talking about how, like, the World Cup is, like, creates this sense of nationalism, but in a way, it's like, I don't know, they have a lot of players from different countries playing, like, for, like, one certain country, so, like, in a way, it's not even, I don't know how to, like, say this, it's not even really, like, people from your country, like, people that grew up there, it's people that may have come from, like, higher class countries, and so it's not necessarily, like, you have this sense of pride for a team that's not really from where you're from, and don't really understand.
I don't know. This kind of go, y'all know.
You have to be from the country to play on the team.
No.
I think
Yeah,
you
I'm
can like
pretty
move
sure,
there, right?
Yeah, people like.
That's what one of the things
I
say.
think yeah.
You have to, unless it's like your parents and they can finesse the system.
So you can't play.
So like for example, let's say your parents were from like Belgium, for example, and your parents somehow got you a Belgian citizenship. You can finesse FIFA and go play for Belgium.
But this is like with basketball. They be trading people. If you suck, you out of there. It doesn't matter. Like if you from Philly, they gonna bring you over to Detroit. I don't know if that's two different places, but they gonna bring you to Detroit. Like. Listen. I know. I'm trying to make it make sense. Like the Detroit Pistons, the old team, like the ones that was beating up people on the court. They brought people from other places, and they had a really good team. Or just like Golden State, y'all probably do not know what I'm talking about. But they had Steph Curry, then they got or the Brooklyn Nets, they got KD over there. They got, I don't know if they still got Kyrie. They brought all these people to make a really good team. So that people will have pride in the Brooklyn Nets now. I don't know if it was good before. Yeah, that kind of, I don't know. There's nobody else want to talk.
And Sierra, this is Unit 6, and Unit A, we're bringing Michael Jordan, the Bulls against Detroit Pistons.
Oh,
And,
God.
we're studying the art of.
Did you watch the documentary? That documentary was good.